Okay, what's going on? Vincent Rapsardi, Big Blue Unbiased.com. I haven't done a video in like 5 or 6 days because there's really not too much going on. We'll talk about OTAs today, but the last time they had OTAs, they weren't even allowed to contest catches. Defensive backs were not allowed to contest catches, so we're talking about flag football here. There's really, you can't take too much out of it, but we'll talk about it a little bit because I want to keep you guys updated. Also, the draft class, the entire draft class for the New York Giants, signed and ready to go. That's good news. No drama in that department, but first, Manscaped.com. Remember, they are a sponsor. I went to Target a few weeks ago and I saw the Lawnmower 4.0, the new Grimmer, body hair, lower body hair Grimmer. Because some of you don't like that I say ball trimmer. Well, lower body Grimmer 4.0. And I said, that's great. You can get it at Target, but you can also get it on the website and use that beautiful promo code BBU, 20% off plus free shipping. Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and just launched the 4.0, the Lawnmower 4.0, with that advanced skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight, so you can do it in the dark. You can shave in the dark, if that's your thing. I don't judge. Lawnmower 4.0 allows you to customize your trim with additional guard lengths, sizes 1 through 4. This makes a perfect gift for the father in your life. And I'm not just talking about your father. It could be any father. Anyone that you know who is a father. This is a great Father's Day gift. And Father's Day is coming up one of these days. Ever seen a nose bush sticking out of your dad's nose? Well, the Weed Whacker is another thing that they have. So it's not just ball trimmers. People ask that all the time. Oh, it's just shaving your balls. No, you got the Weed Whacker too, and they actually have normal razors. 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code BBU, that beautiful promo code BBU for Big Blue Unbiased. And that's a great Father's Day gift. Just remember, 20% off plus free shipping on Manscaped.com with that promo code BBU. Okay, so now we are back to Giants football. So OTAs today, there were some names that were absent the last time we talked about this that were at OTAs today. And you're talking about the entire defensive line. You're talking about Kenny Golladay, obviously the big free agent wide receiver ad, who I recently signed in my Madden franchise. Caught over 100 passes, over 2,000 yards. He's a stud. He's a pretty good receiver. And what else we got? And O'Shane Ximines. And I saw actually Dan Duggan, I believe it was Dan Duggan, his prediction was that Ximines could get cut. Now, I don't like that idea. He was injured last year, but you look at his rookie season, even last year, I think he had like five pressures. He barely even played because of his injury. And at that point, they still had Marcus Golden, they still had Lorenzo Carter, Kyler Fackrell, so there were a bunch of edge rushing options, and he didn't get the playing time that he deserves. His rookie year, he didn't miss a single tackle, so you would assume that means he's good against the run. Produced a decent amount of pressures. I think he had 4.5 sacks. I like Ximines a lot. No way would I be cutting him at the end of camp. He would make my roster, even if he's not 100% healthy. Although he is available and he was at OTA, so that's looking good in the healthy category for Ximines. It looks like he'll be just fine after missing almost the entire year last year. I like him a lot. I think he's a steady player. He's not just a pure pass rusher. I think he's someone you can trust to stop the run as well. And we saw that with Lorenzo Carter before he got hurt. He was playing like 99% of snaps. So he took a big leap from his second year into third year before he got injured in terms of the trust the Giants had in him to play every single down, every single play. He wasn't just looked at as a pure edge rusher, and I think you're going to see that from Ximines this year a little bit more. As long as he's healthy, you're going to see him be more trusted as a kind of a two-way player, someone who could stop the run and rush the passer. So he was available at OTAs. Players like James Bradbury were not. Kadarius Toney, Saquon Barkley, those were names that Dan Duggan named, Dan Duggan of The Athletic named, that were not present, that he didn't see. Now, they could still be in the building. Maybe they just weren't out on the field, whatever it is. These are voluntary, so no player is forced to attend these OTAs, but you would like to see players be there, try to build some chemistry on and off the field. So that's that. So you had Kenny Golladay, who was not there the last time. He was there at OTAs, the entire defensive line. They were there at OTAs, and you saw O'Shane Ximines, who I think is going to be a big part of this Giants defense this season. A really underrated player. I don't think people should forget about O'Shane Ximines. He's a nice player. He may not flash and be dominant, but I think he's going to be good. And we saw Lorenzo Carter. He took off in that kind of preseason game that the Giants had. He had like 3 sacks last year, and then Obviously, his snap count got upped before he got injured. He looked like a pretty promising player going into last year. It looked like he was going to have a breakout year, and unfortunately he had an injury, couldn't stay healthy, and that really messed up what I thought was going to be a very nice season for him. But don't forget about these guys, Carter and Zimenez, coming back from injuries. I think they're going to be impactful players. They obviously have Azeez Ojulari. You had him there. They also have Afadi Odenigbo. So they have some interesting edge rushing pieces, and of course a defensive line that they expect to be very good. You have Leonard Williams coming off 40-plus pressures that he had last season. He had a monster season for the Giants. Dexter Lawrence, you expect to take the next step. B.J. Hill probably get more snaps. They brought in Danny Shelton. So it's a defensive line that you expect a lot out of. You expect them to control the line of scrimmage with some nice edge rushing options and a secondary that you can make the argument on paper could be the best secondary in the NFL. Now, Adoree Jackson and James Bradbury were not at OTAs, but they're voluntary, and we'll see how this goes moving forward. And just because they weren't out on the field and a guy like Dan Duggan didn't see them doesn't mean that they weren't in the building or doing other things. So there's no reason to speculate. We'll just kind of have to see how the whole thing unfolds and when these guys are ready to go and when they are able to show up on the field for the Giants on the practice field. So that's that. The entire draft class for the Giants is now signed. Kadarius Toney just signed his 4-year deal, and obviously he's a first-round pick, so he'll have that 5th-year option. So that's really that. At least it kind of takes away any sort of distraction. For the entire draft class, it looks like everybody's ready to go. The Giants are ready for business. Look, they got to win this year. They're not messing around, and it looks like their players understand that.